About 10 years ago, some scientists made a decision that sounds absolutely crazy. They released dozens of wild animals that looked like buffaloes, known as bison, into a completely dry, barren, and desolate land. No fodder, no water, no human care, just an open field where there was no sign of greenery anywhere. Then they left without looking back. People said their survival was impossible. How many days would these animals last in such harsh land? But 10 years later, when the scientists returned to that place, the scene changed everyone's thinking. Where dust used to fly, grass was now swaying. Where there were only stones and shrubs, there were now rivers, birds, and the movement of animals. No machines were used, and humans did nothing. Just the return of one species brought a dead land back to life. How did this happen? The bison did what humans and governments together could not. The truth is that this land originally belonged to the bison. Not thousands, but millions of bison once roamed the open plains of North America. But then came humans. Initially, everything was in balance. Bison were the kings of the plains and vital for indigenous communities. Every part of them was used: meat for food, hides for clothing, and bones for tools. But then came hunters, along with greed and trade. In the 18th century, hunting bison was no longer just for survival, but for profit. Their hides were sold, their tongues became a delicacy, and their meat was sent to factories. Railways were built, and hunters started killing bison from trains just for sport and target practice. The more bison killed, the more profit. It wasn't just trade, it became a political weapon. The American government quietly allowed the hunting because it weakened the indigenous people. Within the next 20 years, millions of bison were wiped out from the plains. Sometimes only the hides were taken, and the rest of the body was left to rot. By 1870, their population had dropped from 60 million to just 5 million, and by 1889, only 541 bison remained in all of America. Imagine, from 60 million to just 500, causing what wasn't mere hunting, but the massacre of an entire species. As the bison disappeared, the land gradually lost its vitality. Where green fields once swayed, the land started to dry, grass disappeared, soil loosened, and then a slow but deep devastation began. Especially in northern Mexican states, open plains turned into shrublands and thorny forests. The soil developed a hard crust that neither absorbed water nor allowed seeds to grow. Rainwater would run off, taking the soil with it, making the land useless. Then, in 2009, humans realized that perhaps the very animal they had wiped out could save the land. Just 13 bison came from the hills of America to the most barren part of Mexico, a dry, broken land where no grass had grown in years and no birds had been heard. They were left in the open without any human help. Initially, people laughed. What could 23 animals really change? But no one realized that the presence of these 23 would revive the heartbeat of the entire land. Year after year, the number of bison grew, and by 2018, there were more than 200. These weren't just numbers, they were moving, breathing ecosystem engineers, breaking the soil, spreading seeds, allowing water to penetrate, and teaching dead land to live again. Wherever the bison walked, greenery returned. Bison, with every step, break the hard crust of the soil and allow dry earth to breathe. They're always alert and constantly on the move, never staying in one place for too long, which prevents the soil from dying. When it rains, water seeps into the ground, and this is the first step in bringing the land back to life. Moreover, bison leave behind dung, rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Research shows that soils where bison live contain 40% more nitrogen. What humans do with tractors, bison do naturally with their hooves and movement. They also roll on the ground, for fun, to avoid insects, or to show dominance. This rolling breaks the upper crust and uproots thorns and shrubs. Seeds stuck to their fur and hides fall to the ground, sometimes carried for kilometers. These seeds find moisture and sunlight and begin to grow. Their footsteps create small depressions in the soil, which hold rainwater, allowing the land to retain moisture. Seeds germinate, plants grow, and then insects, birds, and small animals return. These depressions that were once just clumps of soil become mini ecosystems. The bison's return also brought back prairie dogs who dig underground tunnels. Their burrows allow air and moisture to circulate in the soil and distribute nutrients, just like a farmer turning the land. Then came ferrets and burrowing owls who live in prairie dogs' burrows. One animal, one link, and the whole cycle started moving again. Such animals are called keystone species in science. Some species are so crucial that without them, the entire ecosystem can collapse. They may not be very visible, but without them, forests, soil, and life remain incomplete. India also has such animals, like elephants, who not only survive for themselves, but sustain the lives of hundreds of other species. Elephants dig the land, make paths, spread seeds, and let sunlight reach plants. Tigers are another keystone species. Without predators like tigers, herbivores like deer and wild pigs stay in one place, overgraze, and damage the land. This has also happened in Yellowstone National Park, USA. Wolves were eliminated by 1926, and elk and moose became fearless, overgrazing riverbanks, killing small plants, and reducing populations of beavers, birds, insects, and fish. In 1995, 14 wolves were reintroduced, changing everything. Friends, if you've watched this video till now, I'm sure you'll also enjoy the other video I recommend. Like this video and subscribe to the channel.